Hello everyone, I am Dr. Poonam from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Government College श्री गंगानगर। जो पोयम आपके सामने आज डिस्कस करने जा रही हूँ वह है निसिम एज़ेकियल की नाइट ऑफ द स्कॉर्पियन। First of all, I will read the text of the night of the scorpion. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison flesh of diabolic tail in the dark room, he risked the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one with candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud baked walls. They searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their top with every movement that the scorpion made his poison moved in mother's blood. They said, "May he sit still," they said. "May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight," they said. "May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth," they said. "May the sum of all evil balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good become diminished by your pain. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition," they said. And they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the peace of understanding on each face. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. My father, skeptic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the beaten toe and put a match to it. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, "Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children." Now, we will discuss the summary of this poem. Night of the Scorpion, as you know, is one of the finest poems of Nissim Ezekiel and has been universally admired for its admirable depiction of a common Indian situation, because the situation is very common Indian situation, for its vivid forceful imagery. There is a forceful imagery in the poem, for its bringing together of opposites, for its ironic contrast, and for the warmth of human love and affection. It shows that Ezekiel is a very Indian poet rooted in the Indian soil and actually aware of the common human situations of day-to-day Indian life. Night of the Scorpion is a brilliant narrative poem. As I read this poem without any break of division into stanzas, except for the last 3 lines which stand apart. The speaker might be the poet himself or an imagined person who speaks in the first person. We are told that his mother was stung by a scorpion one rainy night. It had been raining continuously for 10 hours, and during this time, the scorpion had been concealed behind a sack of rice. And such as it provides hiding places for all sorts of vermins in a typical Indian home. But it chose to come out into the rain once again to discharge the poison in its tail. It stung his mother. Flash of diabolic tail in the dark room, as the poet says, is a symbol of evil. It is a symbol of evil, a powerful, vivid image of evil which lurks in dark places hidden from the eyes. It does its work in a flash and then retreats. The mother, of course, particularly in Indian homes, is the Grah Lakshmi. ग्रह लक्ष्मी होती है इंडियन होम्स में, जो एक मदर है वो ग्रह लक्ष्मी मानी जाती है. द बिलवेड ऑफ ऑल, एवरीवन लव्स द मदर, एंड सो ऑल आर एंशियस टू ब्रिंग हर क्विक रिलीफ. द पीजेंट्स, देयर नेबर्स, कम इन लार्ज नंबर्स. ये एक सीन दिखाया गया है, विलेज सीन. गाँव में हमारे कैसा एटमॉस्फेयर है, किस तरह से लोग इकट्ठा हो जाते हैं जब किसी के भी घर कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है. ये इस पोएम में बहुत अच्छी तरह से दिखाया गया है. एंड दे वर प्रेइंग फॉर इन द नेम ऑफ गॉड. दे वर प्रेइंग, द विलेजर्स, they buzzed the name of God 100 times, and they come like swarms of flies. They come like a swarms of flies, and like flies they buzz the name of God. They are simple, well-meaning people, and they believe in the efficacy of prayer. The prayer can paralyze or make ineffective the harm caused by the scorpion, the symbol of evil, evil incarnate. They search for the scorpion. They were everywhere. They are searching the scorpion. They search for it everywhere, with lanterns, with candles, with lanterns, and with candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud-baked walls. They searched for him. He was not found. But he was not found. They were throwing light on the walls. They are ignorant and superstitious people. They were superstitious people who believe that if the scorpion moved, its poison would also move in the blood of the mother. But if it remains, still the poison also would not flow. So they are eager to kill the evil one and make hectic efforts to search it out. They were trying very hard to search it out. As they say, may he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burnt away tonight, they said. May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth, they said. But if it remains still, the poison also would not flow. So they were eager to kill the evil one. They pray for the health and well-being of the mother. And Ezekiel's verse here grows, and in keeping with the requirements of thought and emotion, they sit around their mother muttering their prayers. They were chanting, they were muttering their prayers, they were saying their prayers, casting their spells with the peace of understanding, the peace of understanding on each face. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. But the rain was endless, endless. It was never ending of the rain. But the peace of understanding, there was a peace of understanding on their faces. And the poet ironically says here that they are wise men who know how to how to chase evil spirits and bring solace. This wisdom is reflected in the peace of their faces, because there was peace on their faces. Neighbors continue to pour in. Rain continues unabated. There are more insects and more lanterns, and there were more insects, more lanterns, and My mother twisted. And more candles. As the mother continues to writhe and groan with pain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. My father, a skeptic rationalist, trying every curse and blessing. Means the sense of swift and continuous movement is conveyed by the swift pace of versification here. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. The repetition here conveys the idea of excessive numbers. So, now, my father, skeptic, rationalist, trying every curse. His father was trying every curse and blessing. They were using powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid, and he even poured a little paraffin upon the beaten toe and put a match to it. He put a match even to match to it. Means they put a match to the toe. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform its rites to tame the poison with an incantation. The holy man was also performing the rite, and there was an incantation. He was performing an incantation, and after 20 hours it lost its sting. And in the last 3 lines of the poem form an ironic contrast to the whole. While all the other were eager to bring relief to the suffering mother in one way or the other. The mother herself is more concerned for her children. She says she was glad. She says, my mother, means after 20 hours it lost its sting. It lost the sting of the scorpion, and my mother felt relieved. The mother of the poet felt relieved. The mother of the speaker, maybe the poet himself. My mother only said, thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children. So the mother was thankful to God, and she said that the scorpion spared my children. So she was thankful to God. She was glad, and she was glad that she was only the target of the evil and not her children were the target. So we end the poem here. Thank you very much.